welcome to Consumed.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, welcome, Becky Allen. What's your name and where'd you come from?
My name's Becky Allen. You've just given it away. And I come originally from Harpenden in Hertfordshire, as do you. And at the moment, I live in Oxford.
I just basically want to know, what are you
What
into
is
at the moment,
consuming?
Becky? What are you into?
So I was thinking about this today, and what I'd like to know, I don't really want to answer, have a question and just immediately hit you with a question, but I'm going to.
That's fine.
Do you make a distinction between what you consume when you're together as a couple with your other half and when you're by yourself? Because I have a week where Craig is not here, and I've basically planned my consumption based on stuff that, for whatever reason, we never watch together. So basically,
Just laughing at planning your consumption is just, yeah.
So basically, what I'm going to watch is I've been watching Yellow Jackets. Have you seen Yellow Jackets?
No, I haven't.
It's great. It's a kind of survival horror, which is one of my favorite genres anyway. And it's like a split timeline. So partly it's set in the 90s and partly it's set now. And it's based on a women's soccer team, because they're American, and who are all in like maybe our equivalent of year 11. And they're in a plane crash, a disastrous plane crash. And then they're out somewhere in the mountains, somewhere in the northern USA for like a year and a half. And it becomes a kind of cannibalistic nightmare. But in the parallel to that, we fast forward to now, and it's the women who've obviously survived it living their kind of contemporary lives. But what I love about it is that the cast, it's people like Melanie Linsky and Juliette Lewis and Christina Ricci. Like, they're women who were in those films in the 90s when they were the teenagers. Do you know what I mean? And now they're kind of like evolved. So it has all this 90s kind of nostalgia and music, but it's also like disgusting, grotesque, body shock kind of horror, which which is why I don't consume it with Craig, because it's not really his jam. But I'm really, really digging it. It's really good.
What platform is it on? Where can I catch it?
I think I've had to pay for Paramount Plus in order to consume this. But what I like to do, I listened with interest to your like regimented thing about having a streaming service and then remembering to cancel it. Because what I like to do is not remember to cancel them. So I've got loads and they're blowing in the wind, and I need to sort it out.
Well,
Um,
you'll be pleased to know
yes.
that my Sky Cinema one I got at Christmas, I tried to cancel it.
Mm.
Turns out when I got it, I didn't read the small print, and it was a 12-month minimum. So I've got it for a year. The money came out of my account on Sunday, and I was like, I thought I cancelled that. And then I went in, and I was like, 12-month minimum. I was
No.
like, oh, yeah, oh well, I guess I'm watching Sky
But
Movies until November.
I don't know if it's good, like, podcast etiquette to recall things you've said in different episodes in case people haven't heard them. But you mentioned that you came across that movie with Tim Key just by seeing it, like, on the landing page, and I did exactly the same. I saw it on Sky Cinema because we had, like, a free pass for some reason, and I also loved it, but it just popped up, so they've done some good marketing there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Maybe
easy,
you've
isn't
got
it?
more of that in the 12 months ahead. It might just keep happening.
Hopefully. Well, normally, like Amy will be like, right, I'm just going to go do something for like half an hour. Can you choose something to watch? And she'll come back and I'm still choosing. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, I've got some options. So sometimes when I see it and I'm like, yep, I'm quite pleased. So I'm just like, let's just go for it. So
Okay. Well,
yeah.
fortune favours the brave. But do you watch stuff that do you diverge in terms of your taste? Are there things that you
So
reserve for private watching?
to be honest with you, when I'm on my own, I pretty much just watch YouTube. I don't get
What
into like
what kind
uh,
of stuff?
on
Uh,
YouTube.
Cooking?
So good question. No, like golf,
Stuff.
golf, like golf YouTube. I watch people playing video games. I watch people renovating houses.
Do you
Like,
watch people playing video games and then talking about what they're doing while they're playing the video games?
yeah, I
Oh
don't have
my
enough time. I don't have enough time to play video games. You look
goodness.
disgusted with me.
I just think it's meta. Well, firstly, I work with a lot of teenagers, so I don't want to be insulting, but I do associate that with
What?
teenage boys.
Yeah, that's fine.
And also it's kind of meta. It's a bit like, when Gogglebox was very first proposed and like
Yes.
we all saw the trailers and we were like, well, this isn't crazy, like meta nonsense, watching telly, watching people watching telly. It's like that thing when you look in a mirror and it just goes on into infinity. But now we all engage with it all the time, and same with gaming. But well, it's interesting you have time to watch people play the games, but you don't have time to game.
Yes, because like I could watch it in 10-minute segments. You
Right.
know what I mean? Whereas if I'm playing the game, I'm gonna like I've got to like learn how to play it. It's gonna take
What
longer.
what kind of games are you talking about? Like Call of Duty? It's
Like
not embarrassing, is it?
city builders, things like that.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
not embarrassed. Come on, listen. We're 40 years old, give or take. Like, you've got to
Yeah,
wear this with
nearly.
pride. Don't cut it out.
No,
Um,
no, it's fine. So
well,
I Then but when we're together, yeah, we don't even really watch serious stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I've just been watching Queer Eye before I came upstairs
Oh, yeah.
because been watching The Traitors in the last week, and I was kind of like, I'd rather watch, like, the nice side of humanity.
Yeah.
So,
I
that's good.
watch Traitors just 'cause, it kind of feels like a weirdly obligatory this time of year. And, I do think I don't know whether I'm gonna get format fatigue. Like, I think there's only so many different ways in which it can go wrong. It's a bit like Bake Off. Like, how many times can you mess up a cake and
Yeah.
it be interesting? Like, by the time you've seen one falling on the floor or, like, I don't know, collapse in the fridge, then it's a bit like, "Okay, I get it now."
Yeah, it's like X Factor, just,
Yeah, exactly, all those things, and it'll go on forever, but there was and I really enjoyed it, and, I don't wanna be negative unnecessarily because it's a cracking idea, but I think there was an article somewhere, maybe The Guardian, inevitably, that said it's now people understand
yeah,
it's gonna get uglier,
yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah,
behavior of people on it will be mean,
yeah.
and it won't be so, and therefore it won't be so edifying, and that's probably true.
Yeah, I
Um,
enjoyed the first 2 series because everyone was quite friendly, but now I'm just to be honest with you, I enjoy it. The first couple of series, I was like, "Whoa!" But
yeah.
then now I'm just like, "Yeah, it's entertaining."
So I get fatigue from series-based things regardless of whether it's format or whether they're narratives. Even Yellow Jackets, which I'm loving, when I realized it was 3 seasons long, I was a bit like, "Huh." Like, how can it be? Like, it's 10 episodes, it's a great idea, but see the 3rd season, I'm invested and I kind of feel weirdly obliged to finish it, but the gloss is slightly worn off. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It gets more extreme and a bit more silly.
Yeah, that happens with TV shows though,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Yeah. They're kind of like, "Oh, we're onto a good thing here. Let's just try and stretch
yeah.
it out a bit, make a bit more money." Boom.
But also oh, what happened
Sorry,
there?
I dropped my water bottle.
It was like an animal again.
Yeah. I do that.
Imagine
Just
if you got
dropped that.
mauled by a fox midway through a podcast. That would really get the ratings to soar. Yeah.
Unlikely though. More likely my dog might come in,
Yeah.
but
Your dog doesn't look like a mauling type.
she sometimes wants like she wants to put her face on my face.
Right. Well, that's sweet.
Who who doesn't?
Yeah. Well, if I wasn't so far away, Alex, who knows what would happen.
Just closer to the camera.
I was gonna ask you as well, did you watch Industry? Do you enjoy Industry?
Do you know what? I tried watching the first series and I just
Mm.
couldn't get into it.
Mm.
But then apparently now, like, it's
'Cause
absolutely
I
massive.
think it's possibly the opposite of what I've just said, which is that every time every time they do it, it evolves and gets better. And it was a bit of a sleeper hit, and I think it was famous at the beginning because Lena Dunham wrote, I think, the first episode.
Yes.
So people kind of thought they knew what they were gonna get, and then they didn't. And I liked the first series. It was obscurely it's quite sexy. Like, there's some sexy bits in Industry, whereas now it's done that thing that Succession did, where they're spending so much money showing rich people doing rich things, like, in, like, fancy ski resorts, and it's almost become what it's sending up. Do you know what I mean? Because it's become so glossy and so high budget. But I really like it, and the cast is cracking. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna consume that this week as well, but I haven't yet.
I probably shouldn't laugh every time I hear the word consume,
There is something funny about it,
but
though.
well, that's why I chose it
Um,
as the name, yeah.
was it they were a heavy metal band. Were they a heavy metal band called
Yeah,
Consumed?
Consumed
Yeah.
were a heavy metal band.
Were
So
they
hopefully
good?
people won't get me mixed up. I don't know.
I
So,
don't know either.
yeah.
I remember talking to our mutual friend Chris a while ago about Head PE and their really, really, really terrible sexual politics. When you listen back to their songs, it's, they really haven't stood up
Head
to
PE, I
scrutiny.
mean, that's a blast from the past. I've not listened to them since about
Yeah.
2001.
They've got a lot of earworms from them, and they just pop up every now and then I think you really like, it's all, I'm not gonna say it actually because you said this is a clean podcast, but
You can
it's all
say it.
coming to people's houses and doing stuff to people's mums, you know?
I should give that another listen, actually.
That's
What do
yes.
you listen to these days?
I struggle because at the moment I live and work in the same place, so I don't have a commute. And I find it actually really hard. Same with podcasts, obviously not yours, but in general. I find it really hard to find time in the day to listen to music. And I think as a result, I tend to listen to it when I'm running, which I've got into since I moved to Oxford because of not having a commute and therefore being quite static. So I had to start doing something physical. But when I'm running, I only really like to listen to like drum and bass. But I also don't know very much about drum and bass. So it's all basically all just like Chase and Status and Sub Focus and like Skrillex. It goes down these really weird, but I never preset it. It's just like
Yeah.
let it roam into the
Okay, so if
early
there's
or
anybody listening that's into drum and bass, they have
yes,
to
I need a
message Becky.
playlist. Yes, it
I
has to
need a
be like,
playlist.
"Please help me. Please stop me listening to
Please
Jason
help me.
Statham." That's
Please
awesome.
help me stop listening to Jason Status. Yeah, great.
But then every now and then when I listen to the radio, I quite often hear stuff, and again, like that 90s nostalgia thing. I heard something this week by a girl who's in her 20s. I think she's called Snail Mail. And she's very 90s, and she even has a kind of, I can't remember what the song's called, but it has like a na 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 bit. It's kind of like Mazzy Star. It's kind of 90s. I liked that. Uh, Last year I went to Glastonbury, which makes me sound really cool, even though I hadn't actually been since 2008. So that was quite a big gap in the middle. And I saw Get Down services. Do you like them?
Love them.
Yeah, they were very, very good.
Absolutely love them.
They've got a record
Yeah.
called Crisps, haven't they?
Have they? I didn't know that. No, but that yeah. I saw them do a little bit on, at Glastonbury, and it was just like the 2 of them.
Yeah, they were all over the
Um,
shop.
when they do, like, on the coverage when you cut the kind of, like, with the presenters or whatever, and it was
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
really good. I
They're
played it to
good.
one of my pupils. I was like, "I think you'll like this." And he was like, "Yeah, it's alright." And I was like, "Yeah, but look at the picture of them." And he was like, he was like, "Yeah, I get it
No,
now."
I like them, yeah.
I'm in now. I had,
I think you're cool.
I've got a new pupil who's really into indie music and music from the noughties, which is great because I'm just like, "Oh, I could give you loads." And
Right.
he was saying he had some of The Offspring on his gym playlist. I was like, "Cool, we
Brilliant,
could listen to The Offspring." And we were
brilliant.
listening, and I said, "Oh, I went to go see The Offspring in 2001 at Wembley Arena." And he was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa!" He was like, "You've got the most amazing dad lore." And then obviously I absolutely pissed myself laughing. I know. I was like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, you sound really old."
Did it happen?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But I think we've come, I think, because obviously, like, same as you, I'm with teenagers a lot, and there was a period musically where there wasn't much cross-pollination, and I think we've come out the other side, but that does mean that generationally we are, like, officially quite old now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I met some kids recently, and we were talking about Reading because they still go to Reading Festival, right? That's still a big rite of passage. And we're talking about bands that were around at Reading in our kind of era. So I think Rage Against the Machine one year, and Muse and Slipknot, like kind of, we were talking about like that period. And I don't think I mentioned a band that they were like, who? Like they knew it, they knew the stuff, but it was like talking to our parents about like the Rolling Stones. Do you know what I mean? It's like they've come out the other side of like
Mm,
which is kinda nuts, but, yeah, I don't know about whether I should be better at, like, new music. I find it really difficult to find time and inclination, and then I just
yeah,
listen to the same stuff all the time.
yeah.
I've really enjoyed, I taught a module last week, or yeah, I finished it last week, about protest songs, and as part of that, we talked about Kneecap and, like, linguistic colonialism, and we watched the Kneecap movie, and we did all this stuff, and I've really enjoyed watching the rise of Kneecap. I think that, like, to be punk and to be kinda transgressive, but also to be so principled, and also to make what is fundamentally a language that very few people understand outside of Ireland cool and relevant. Like, I mean, who would have thought it? It sounds so unlikely. It just sounds so unlikely. So, but also, have you seen the film?
I've not seen the film, no.
Oh my god, so I'd forgotten what I like to do with my teaching is teach things that I either haven't vetted beforehand or I've forgotten because it's been so long. And I had forgotten that there's a really, like, quite startling sex scene in the Kneecap movie, which is all about the fact that he meets this girl and they have kind of like role play sex where he's like the kind of arch, kind of Irish Republican, and she's like a kind of Brit loving whatever. And it's long. Scenes go, it's long, and and I was watching it with all these kids, and like I don't know, like I don't know what my face was doing. I think by the end of it, it was just like this, like completely like obscured by my own hands. But other than that, I think they enjoyed it. So yes,
I
I've
think they
enjoyed
enjoyed the sex
that.
scene. Yeah.
Oh god, no, no. If anybody hates it more than I do, it's them. Like anytime anything happens, even in like reading poetry and stuff, when anything is like remotely steamy, they just are like, no, 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 no. They hate it.
I don't remember being like that at school.
Nah, but I'm their deputy head, aren't I? Like
Yeah, that's true.
they associate me with like being in trouble, or
Yeah,
so they don't wanna, yeah, they don't want to get involved with that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm this weird in between adult though that's not quite a parent, not an actual teacher.
Yes, you'll probably get a much more of a realistic sense of who they are. I bet
Yeah.
you're great at it though. Like, are you allowed to have music on when you're doing driving lessons?
Yeah, I put music on all the time, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you can have it on your driving test.
Can you?
Yeah, yeah. I had one
Hey.
lad plug in his own phone and he was listening to all this like new like I think he calls it fourth wave emo. I'm not quite up to date with the words, but yeah.
Oh,
And the
that's, I like this for you because it keeps us current-ish.
yeah, the true. Yeah, very true. And then yeah, he said to the examiner, "Do you like my music?" And the examiner said, "It's better than silence."
But imagine if you had a record and that was the quote you ran with on the front.
Yeah,
Alex Marshall, "It's better than silence."
I know, that's why I'll call it that's what I'll put
This
under
could
this
be the podcast.
podcast. Yeah, it's better
The
than silence.
tagline. It's better than staring into the abyss, the void of your own loneliness.
That's it. It's better than
Marginally.
silence.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Darling, what have you consumed? Let's think about your week briefly.
So I've been listening to a new album actually
Yeah.
from a band that I just kind of like. I'm going to sound really really wanky here, but I'm much more into. I can't even say it. Right, with music these days, because I put it on in the car and I'm not necessarily listening to the songs, I'm much more into vibes.
I'm afraid you do sound wanky. But
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
no, you're allowed. You're allowed to be into vibes, basically. I mean,
So
you're cool
there's
enough to put it off. So tell me about it. The
about the
vibes.
vibes. So there's a band called Yin Yin, which is
Mm.
YIN, and
Mm.
it's almost a little bit like cinematic. It's a bit disco, like some of the melodies on the guitar. It's pretty much instrumental, but some of the
Are
melodies on
there
guitar,
lyrics or is it like Krang Bin?
yeah, kind of, but more disco-y, more like upbeat. And then some of the melodies
Mm.
on the guitar almost sound a little bit Asian. And I was like, what is this crazy
Mm.
band? And then did some digging. It turns out they're Dutch.
Oh,
But anyway, their new album came out
look at
last
the feel.
Friday and I've been listening to it in the car. It's great. But then off when that finishes, because it's only about half an hour long,
Yeah.
Spotify then sends me the most random music. And like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm on a lesson and all of a sudden it's just like this crazy jazzy stuff, which, I'm vibing with. And then I say to my pupils, like, are you all right with this? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, cool, great.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll stick with it. So that's who I've been listening
Okay,
to
cool.
mainly this week, which they're
Nice.
great. Check them out. Like they're pretty cool.
Indian.
Yin
Well,
Yin, yeah.
I,
Um,
do you like Wolfpack?
yes,
I feel like they're cool for kind of upbeat jams.
I love an upbeat jam. I do.
I don't know how to describe it. They're kind of funk, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like you can have too much funk, I think, but I don't know. Sometimes you can. Like if some like old school funk, it just goes on a bit, doesn't it? But
Going on a bit this.
but
Yeah.
I think Wolfpack are cool. Sometimes at home we listen to a French radio station, which is I think it's called FIP. Do you ever listen to FIP?
Oh, I'll check it
And
out.
that's if you like vibing and funk,
Yes.
it's good. They serve some very interesting and eclectic, unexpected things. It's
And do they
good.
speak in French as well?
Yes. Oh, you can practice your French.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking.
très bien. Yeah, you can.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
So I've been following the French football club to try and improve my French, but
Yeah.
all the scores are written in numbers, so
Um,
doesn't help.
what's the name of the club?
Rennes, Stade Rennais,
Okay.
Rennes.
I don't know why I asked because I've got no follow-up question.
Rennes is the capital city of Brittany. Capital city, like it's the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
town.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
fine.
I started following them. Anyway, but I've got a French football podcast that I listen to that is all in French. So sometimes when I've got nothing to listen to in the
Yeah.
car, I'll just put that on and drive
And
around listening to
do
it.
you gradually understand more and more and more?
Pick out the odd word, it's fine. Just keeping my brain ticking over with it because we're
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
holiday again. Yeah.
Well, people say I can't remember, there's some probably made up statistic, but, like, a huge percentage of learning is subconscious, isn't
Mm.
it? So, like, if it's in the car and you're, like, immersing your brain in the liquid world of French language.
Sorry. Done me a weird laugh cough there when you said liquid. What did you say? Liquid world?
A liquid world of French language, yeah, just 'cause it's immersed. Immersed makes it sound like it has to be,
Yeah.
like, like
Enveloped. I'm enveloped by it.
exactly. It's a nice
Yeah.
idea.
Well, yeah, that's it. So FIP.
Yes, I think it's FIP. I think it's FIPP. You might have to check this,
I'll
but
do that.
it's good. It's good stuff.
Because I was
Um,
thinking about listening to a French radio station. Because
mm.
when we were in France and we had the radio on in the car, I quite enjoyed listening to it and working out what they were saying and yada yada. So
The other thing that I thought of when I was, preparing for this just now, was that By My Bed is a play that I ordered off Vinted for £1.50, and the reason I ordered it is because it's being made into a film, and the play is called Mr. Burns. Have you ever heard of this?
the Burns.
Oh my
No.
gosh, it's so good. So I saw it. I think this is gonna be one of those things that, like, people are a bit like, "Huh?" Because it was first produced in 2012, and it wasn't very splashy, and it kind of I think people who went to the theatre a lot, maybe picked up on it, but I don't think it really got much traction. And now they're making it into a movie, and it is one of the best things I've ever seen. And at the time, I remember thinking, "This is gonna run and run and run," and then it just kind of fizzled out. But basically, the idea is I think it's got a subtitle like post-apocalyptic or post-electric, something. and it's in 3 parts. And you know that really famous episode of The Simpsons where they do the whole of HMS Pinafore,
Yes.
and Sideshow Bob keeps trying to go those with the rake and all that stuff?
Yeah.
The idea of the play is the first is in 3 acts, and the first act is, like, in the very near future, and then the middle act is in 7 years, and then the final act is in 75 years. And basically what's happened is that for some reason, which I don't think is explained, there's no electricity anymore. So it starts off with all these people sat around a campfire in this kind of slightly bedraggled state, and they're telling each other stories based on what they can remember from their kind of shared recent past, and they try to recreate this episode of The Simpsons.
So
And
good.
because so many of them have seen it so often, they can basically quote it. So they try to, like, see if they can piece it together. And then, like, in 7 years in the future, it's become this kind of slightly more strange, like, abstract, kind of bizarre version of it where it's familiar, but it's got all weird and warped and crazy. And then 75 years in the future, it's basically become the basis of like, a religion. And and it is so good. Like, in the religious bit right at the end, I can't remember a lot about it, and I'm gonna reread it, but, like, the figure who used to be Marge has become this, like, strange priestess with this really tall, like, blue pillar, like, headdress, and, like, it's all really serious, and I think the rake becomes some kinda, like, totem, and, like, it's so cool. When the film comes out, which I think is gonna be in a couple of years, you heard it here first.
Okay. That sounds great. I think that episode was also a bit of a parody of Cape Fear, the Robert De Niro
Yes,
movie.
yes,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my sisters were allowed to watch that when I was probably 15, which would put my youngest sister at the age of 10, which is too young to watch Cape Fear.
Yes, definitely.
Because remember there's bits with, like, fishing, like, there's strangulation by,
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
fishing
gruesome.
wire. It's really
Yeah.
gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a slightly reckless babysitter who I think just thought, "I'll be fine."
Fine, they won't have nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah, but how cool is that? So it's like you have a movie, then you have The Simpsons, then you have a play. Kinda like, these things kind of have a future that they gallop off by themselves. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's such a great idea.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But I like all of that conceptual stuff of, like, what would it be like, and what would you remember and what would matter, as a kind of shared culture? Because we're so lucky. I mean, the reason this podcast will have, like, infinite material is that we have infinite things to consume, right?
Yeah.
And you can get the fact that you can go down these YouTube, like, you can spend, years of your life really watching very niche, things.
Yeah, I sure can. Exactly.
My kids watch this thing where, like, somebody in Japan has basically made really tiny miniature versions of sets of, like, TV shows like Gabby's Doll's House out of little cardboard, like, miniature models, and then they put hamsters in it.
Yeah, great.
And, like,
Sounds good.
there's so much of that content, you could probably watch that for 24 hours.
I
So I
yeah,
think, we'll never run out
no.
until we have the apocalypse, and then we will run out, and then we'll have to decide what we want to recreate from scratch.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it's so easy now for everybody to create their own content. Back in the day, we
Yeah.
had, like, 4 TV channels, and you had to watch it all on
Mhm.
that, and that was it. Whereas now,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
look at you.
yeah, there you go.
There you
I
go.
probably will put this on YouTube, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the future, when there's no electricity, people are like, "Do you remember Alex Marshall?" Let's try to, like, record each other, pretend we've recorded this podcast. There we go.
That's it, and then it'll be the basis of a religion.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Speaking of apocalypses, the other thing I'm looking forward to but haven't yet consumed is, did you watch Fallout, the TV version of Fallout? Also really good.
What's that on? I've currently got Netflix,
I think
so
it might be on Amazon, as my father used to
Amazon.
say. For some
Yeah.
reason, he was always purchasing stuff off Amazon.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
where'd you get it from? Amazon.
the actual
I
Amazon.
think it's Amazon.
Amazon. I can't even
Yeah,
say it.
it's good. And well, now I've said it. Now I think Amazon. I can't ever not say it like that. I think it's very good, but you haven't seen it, and this isn't gonna make good material because it's just me explaining different things that I haven't, like,
Well,
not doing justice to really,
so
but it's good.
what do you watch when you're together then, if you watch zombie stuff on your own?
So, we're about to launch into the second series of The Night Manager, which I thought was very good.
Did watch the first one, that's like 10 years ago, no?
Yeah, well, we had to rewatch the first one to remind me because I didn't, apart from the fact that Tom Hiddleston is a night manager, I didn't remember anything about
Have you
it.
watched the, Tinker Bell movies on
N
Disney?
No, are they good?
Actually, they're actually pretty good,
Nice.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
Bonnie and Pip love them. But there is
Mhm.
one, where there's pirates, and the
Oh,
main pirate is played by Tom Hiddleston.
brilliant.
And it's
Brilliant.
like the same time that The Night Manager was out, and I was like, "Wow, that's so random." Like, there must have been something in a contract for another movie
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
has to
yeah.
do this
Brilliant.
pirate kids movie.
When I was working at the British Museum, I met Tom Hiddleston because he was in a version of Henry V, I think, on the BBC, and it was a Shakespeare exhibition. And he was so charming and lovely, and he's so tall. I mean, he's like incredibly tall, like a beanpole.
Is he? Oh,
Yeah, and it was one of my best ever celebrity spots because obviously he got more famous. This was like 2012. Like he got much more famous afterwards because of Loki and stuff. And then I told my kids here at school that I'd met him, and this very eccentric student saw him. He was in something in the West End recently, and she got her friend to record her shouting to him, "You met my vice principal!" And he turns around and it's just like, "What?" It makes no sense. And I said to her, like, "How would you? What were you expecting him to say?" Like, firstly, it's like 15 years ago. Secondly, that's not my name. Thirdly, why would he like? There's no context. But bless him, he does. It made me like him even more because he does a very good job of looking like, politely amused rather than irritated by loads of 17-year-olds screaming.
yes. Politely amused. That is
Yeah,
the general British actor like default setting.
like
Yeah.
politely baffled. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Exact perfect.
I
I
like it.
forgot to ask you from the top on the top of the show,
Yes.
what did you have for dinner?
Oh, I actually had a really strange concoction of things, again, because I've been left to my own devices. So, I had some leftover cauliflower cheese. I had some leftover roast potatoes. It was nicer than it sounds. It was mainly things. Craig's mum was here on the weekend, so we had a big roast. So it was mainly things that were left over. But also, I'm going through a real passionate period with this condiment called Lao chili oil. Have you ever had this crispy
Yep,
chili oil?
yep, yep,
Oh
yep.
my God.
Yeah, yep, yep.
What is it? It's like
It's the bad
so
stuff. That's
yeah,
what
like, it's got, like, these gnarly bits in it that are almost like a kind of Rice Krispie, but gone to the bad side. Oh my
yeah.
God, it's so good.
Amy basically went through a phase
Shocking.
of putting it on everything, yeah. It's
Yes,
on everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's salt, it's sugar, it's chili, it's texture. Oh my gosh. So
Just eat that.
basically, if you want to enliven anything, just pop a bit of Lao Gan Ma on it. So I had that, and then I had nice bun.
I love a nice bun.
Stodgy tea. I never want a stodgy tea, but it's that kind of weather, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, it's definitely Stodge Town.
Yeah, it's just so flipping cold. And the kids, we've gone into like, retro pudding because the kids are a bit older, so they tend to eat obviously roughly when we're eating. So there's been like trifles, there's been stuff with custard. Like we're really getting into like pudding town,
Sounds
which is
great.
the equivalent of Desert Island.
Well, yes. I mean,
It's
if you
actually,
were on a desert island, which dessert would you eat first?
oh my God, I served you a Segway and I didn't even, that's an obscure dessert that you've never heard of. A nice big slice of Segway.
Yes, a segment of Segway.
Also, a little segment of segue. My favourite dessert ever is probably a crème brûlée. Like a really nice, like and they're served in like a really shallow dish, and the top is properly like you whack it with a spoon and it's really resistant, and then it's lovely and creamy and thick underneath, like little shards of caramel. Yeah, I go.
Totally agree. Absolutely love them. I absolutely
Yeah,
love a creme
so
brulee.
good, so good. I think for a while I tried to buy. You can buy them in the little glass pots, then you sprinkle your own sugar on and you put them under the grill. Have you ever tried this?
Yeah, I've not tried it, but I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Not as good.
I
Do you
think
need a
I think
blowtorch
I
or?
think you really need a blowtorch. I mean, they're fine, but you can't get that properly, like, hit it with a little toffee hammer kind of crackle. Not really. But, yeah, so I'd probably go for that. But basically, I'm not particularly picky. I like a pudding, but I'd always go French. Definitely French.
We've started baking madeleines after being in
Yeah.
France. Yeah, like we bought a madeleine tray in
Yes,
the
they come on
supermarket.
a cool little, like, fan shape type thing.
Yes. So like
Nice.
it's like a little weekend treat, like on
What
a
is it?
Saturday
Is it
morning.
just a batter,
It's
like a
just a
sweet
little
batter?
cake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
but you gotta let it rest basically overnight. It's because you get the little hump in the back. You gotta
Hey,
put
it's
it in a
cool.
cool mix into a hot oven and it shocks it and it goes boosh and puts the little
That's
hump in the back.
cool.
Everyone likes
Cool.
a hump in the back.
They do like a hum at the back. And what they also like, sometimes you see adverts, etc., where it's like the inside of an oven and it shows you like a croissant being cooked or like a
Yeah,
pain au
yeah,
chocolat
yeah.
and
Yeah,
how it kind of expands.
yeah.
There is something just so magical about that. It's like they get so big, Alex. Like it's so much
Yeah,
air inside.
yeah.
I could watch it and like bread rising, and when the loaf kind of gets to split down the middle. Oh my lord, I love it. It's so cool. Anything
Sure.
that's laminated as well, like laminated croissants.
Yes.
Oh,
No, I didn't.
lovely.
I thought you did. Yeah, meant croissants, not pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God,
That's not what
anything laminated, wipe clean, anything I can wipe clean.
Have you
Um,
ever used a laminator?
yes,
They're
I have.
really fun, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah,
to be to be fair, if there were no desserts on the island, I would probably just be happy laminating things.
that's fine. Yeah, just laminating pastry. Oh,
Laminating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And that's cool about the madeleines. I'm not actually, although I do like a pudding, I'm not a good pastry chef at all. I don't have the precision or the skill. I like the kind of cooking that you can just chuck everything in, hope for the best,
Yeah.
prepare for the worst, which you
Yeah.
can't really do with baking.
No, I'm very much like to follow the recipe. So baking's
Um,
all right for me.
I Yeah, I'm the opposite. What my main thing is I like to be resourceful. So like I like to treat my life like it's ready, steady, cook. So I'm like, what's in the fridge? What's in the cupboard? Now your challenge is to like make something
Yeah,
edible and you're not allowed to go
exactly.
to the shop. Like
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah. So I don't think we often actually this is a true observation. We don't often eat the same thing twice. We don't have like go-to favorites really.
Oh, that's
Um
interesting.
because of my obsession with using things up.
Yeah, and Ainsley Harriott.
Yes,
Yeah,
and Aislinn Harriott, yeah,
yes.
exactly, and then whacking a load of crispy chili oil on it anyway, so it all tastes the same.
Yeah, exactly. Here, white bread, crispy
Yeah,
chili oil.
whack it on. Anyway,
Perfect.
you were going to ask another question. You had that tone of voice.
No, no, no. I was actually just gonna wrap it up actually,
Go on then.
this time. Yeah.
Over to you.
Well, yeah.
Can you
Oh,
wrap
well
while you're wrapping it up?
well, thanks for letting us know what you've been consuming, Beck.
You're welcome, Alex. It's been really nice to talk to you.
Yes.
I kind of feel like it's weird to have waited to be asked to be on a podcast to just actually talk to you because I could have just called you on the phone.
No, it's funny, isn't it?
Actually,
But no.
no, but it's great. It gives people love like the restrictions of a format. Do you know what I mean? Like if I just called you on a random Tuesday and been like, "Hi," I'd have felt a bit awkward. But this is lovely.
Yeah, just record it and put
Really
it out to
good.
everybody in the world. Uh,
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
yeah.
Not only is it great, but I think that the fact it exists in the world for my children, like they have no critical awareness of what Spotify really is. So me being on Spotify or like Taylor Swift being on Spotify, basically the same thing.
Yes,
So as soon
excellent.
as it's out in the world, it gives it kind of
Yeah,
cachet. It's
exactly.
cool. Yeah,
It's
cool
funny,
point.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw my
Um,
friend on Sunday and she was like, "Oh, it's like meeting a celebrity." Well,
it's
almost,
brilliant. No, it's
almost.
great. And like I said, I'm not really a big consumer of podcasts. We listen to Adam Buxton in the car, and like odds and ends when they kind of cross my path. But I do think there is something so pleasurable about listening to other people's conversations, and just the way that they kind of jet off. It's like unpredictable and it's fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like it.
Well,
Well done, you.
that was it. Yeah, that was it really. I just wanted to chat to my friends. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that sent me nice messages because I've received
Yeah,
lots of nice messages from people like Denise from the Rose and
yeah,
Crown,
yeah.
mate,
It's great.
Nick in Australia, which is great, you know.
Are we connected to people in like a dormant network? Like, they're
Yeah.
around, but you haven't had much to yes, that
Yeah,
must be s
exactly. Yeah, yeah, which is really, really nice. And then I would also just want to tell everybody, please to leave me a review.
yeah, like and subscribe.
Yes, all of that stuff. Follow the
Yeah,
show because then you'll get it straight into your feeds and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, great.
brilliant.
So yeah,
Lovely.
thanks for
Lovely.
chatting to me, Becky.
Total pleasure. I can't wait to hear all the other ones. I hope there's many more to come.